I never anticipated we would hit $5,000 in 24 hours. That was more of an incentivizer than it was an actual reality I'd anticipated. Making the handcuff thing at 5,000 was, it was far in the realm of fantasy more so than reality. And when we hit that $5,000, it was like, yes, no, we have to be handcuffed together for 8 hours.
Well, in the moment, I was incredibly excited because, that was money that we were going to be getting, and this was all already money that was already all locked in. When we were at the Abbey house and the handcuffs were pulled out, I was less excited.
Oh, Lord, the handcuffs. That was quite an experience. I could probably adapt a screenplay from the handcuff incident. It was 8 hours of hell.
Everything under the sun goes through people's minds when they see 15 guys handcuffed. They're like, are you on your way to jail? Are you in a frat? I don't know. So yeah.
Are you in a frat?
We don't like fraternities, so no, I'm not. I think it was super, super great for marketing. I don't think we planned on making it a marketing tool.
As tough as that challenge was, I was pretty excited to do it. It looks great optically. There were just mountains of opportunities for content. There were two ways we could have gone about it, right? We could have sat in a room all handcuffed for 8 hours, or we could take advantage of this opportunity and make it a stunt.
Everybody wave! Everybody wave! All right, let's get started.
So I was next to Antoine and I was next to Cam, and both of them were very angry with me because I wasn't very good at the whole coordination part.
Matt was a puller, I will say. He just loves to use his hands to talk.
Apparently I was tugging a lot, but it's just because I was happy to be there.
Run!
The idea was just that we'd sit around and be handcuffed. And then I think day of, me and Matt were talking about it or something, and we thought that it would be a good idea if we just walked through the city and then did some singing.
So we left the Abbey house, took a little while to kind of get into the swing of all being in a chain, and we started making our way down to the GSU.
First 20 minutes, April 30th. Spring show. April 30th.
And we continued our hike down. We were going to go on the T, but what if the door closed halfway through the chain? And so we decided, let's get our steps in. Let's go to Copley.
And seeing the people just out to dinner, whether it's a couple or a family, they're just enjoying their dinner, and by the window they just turn their head slowly and see just a line of guys all handcuffed together.
We walked in a daisy chain all the way down Com Ave to Copley, where we promptly stood in a semicircle and sang all of our rep for God knows what reason. We could have as easily just sat around and watched TV and, ate.
But it was very interesting to try and keep morale up as we would go through the city and sing, and you've got to put energy and emotion into the songs, and then everyone was getting pissed at each other because we were all handcuffed together, and maybe someone tugged on someone else a little too hard, and someone's wrist is hurting, and someone stubbed their toe. And I've never seen Francisco or Alan that angry. I've never seen Francisco that angry.
I just remember being so angry at people. The people right next to me, I was angry at them for pulling my hand. I was angry at the people in front. I was angry at the people in the back.
And you got to keep it all reined in because you're all together for 8 hours. And as Brandon learned, if you uncuff yourself, there are consequences.
So I also had something else in my bag. That was a snack. We're walking back and we looked at the back of the line and we're like, where's Brandon? And then the back of the line was like, he just left. And they had a loose cuff and Brandon was gone. And we're like, well, somebody broke.
I forgot my water bottle and I took off my handcuffs really quick and I ran back and got it. Everyone took it so seriously.
And so we said, Brandon, as punishment for breaking the cuffs, you're gonna have to eat this ghost pepper.
I think it was John. John led it. He was like, no, you cannot do that. And because nobody really cared except John. And then suddenly when John cared, everyone cared.
But someone was gonna have to eat the ghost pepper anyway, because it was part of that tier list for Giving Day.
took my handcuff off to grab my water bottle that I left behind. So for punishment, I'm gonna be eating I think it's half a ghost chili pepper. Wish me luck and pray for me.
Two challenges at once. All right, here we go. Oh. Ooh. All right.
He needs some milk.
Is it a little hot? A little bit of heat?
Oh no.
Oh no.
He eats the ghost pepper and he's like, oh wow, you know, that's spicy. It's whatever, right? And he's like, oh, okay.
How bad is it? Scale 1 to 10.
Right now, it's like a 2.
Oh, just
Right now, it's like a 2.
Your eyes are watering.
I think it's like a 3.
Oh, it's on the incline. Okay.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh no. 5.
Oh no.
That's a little...
Couple tears.
Oh no. 6.
It was hot.
No, water makes it worse.
No.
What he needs is some bread. Anyone got bread?
There's one piece. Reinforcement,
No. Well, terrible.
And then soon enough, he's just pouring out drool out of his face.
Oh god.
Every orifice in his body was leaking, I'm sure.
My heart goes out to him. He was a trooper.
Yeah, Brandon!
Can we stop videotaping and sit back down? I'm in so much pain.
You know, the other time that I really found myself questioning what are we doing here is having to use the bathroom.
Good call.
Guys. Hey, everyone, right hand for peeing, okay? Right hand. Okay?
This is so funny.
The bathroom was scary, and I was curious to see how it was gonna play out, but I was standing next to Julian, and he would go, "Next shift, cha-ching!" So we literally had to stand up against a wall until the guys were done peeing, and then we'd turn and shift. It was awful, but it was so fun. It was so fun.
Yeah, everybody said hi.
No.
No?
So we went to CityCo and we had to route through the entire thing handcuffed. I think we went there for me to get a snack or drink.
We gotta get milk. We're getting milk.
One of my friends was there and her jaw just like dropped as she saw us walk in and she was like, I need to get a video of this.
What kind of milk do you like, Brandon?
I want milk.
What milk you want? They're all right
We
here.
went through this like twice. What kind of milk is everyone buying?
The guy in the city code, the manager, was like, what are you guys doing? And we were like, we're an a cappella group, like, duh, is it not obvious by the handcuffs?
Doing this for
5 hours.
5 hours?
No, we're actually an a cappella group.
Do you want us to sing something? We'll sing it.
We can sing.
Should we sing? Yeah, let's sing. Any permission? Your explicit permission to sing in here?
All right, what are we singing?
I can't imagine being a bystander watching this group of, I think it was 15 of us at the time, going into the freaking city code, just like starting to perform. That's like the craziest thing that is gonna happen.
Oh God, like this is happening. Like this is really the start of my college career.
We're 3, 4. We're the.
It was just like an insane experience that like I would have never thought would have happened ever.
I was saying this the day of, not even a fraternity would do something that stupid.
To be honest, I was pretty optimistic and I had a pretty positive mindset while we were on our feet. When we were out traveling and singing, and even though as hard as it was to walk all chained together, that's when I didn't feel like I was chained together. For our final 2 hours, we came back to the Abbey house and we were just sitting in that room all handcuffed together. That that broke me. It broke a lot of us.
All right, so we are currently 6 hours in, and we need to. We've been singing out on the streets, busking all through Boston all day for 6 hours. Now we're back home at the Abbey house. What I want to know, people, is on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? 10, you're feeling great. 1, you're feeling poopy stinky. Cam, start it off.
I remember the last hour was pretty rough. So when we were back at the Abbey house, I remember Jackson coming back from London, because that was a day where the semester ended. He was studying abroad. So I got back to the States about a week before our winter show, when a lot of those tier list related activities were going on. Because I wasn't there this semester, I was exempt from doing the handcuff specifically.
Technically, he hadn't agreed to the terms and conditions of being handcuffed for 8 hours, so we let him off the hook. But because of that, he was our pizza guide.
I was living on a blow-up mattress in the Abbey house in Neil and Eli's apartment, and just watch a stream of like 15 to 16 Abbeys stroll in. And we just resented him. I think we were pissed off at him because he was just there chilling like, oh, I had such a great time in London. Oh, my hands are free. I then became their servant. I was feeding them grapes. I was fanning them. I was ordered to, sorry, this is a little emotional. I was ordered to go get them pizza. And we were all just sitting on the couch, sitting around the room, just pissed off. And I feel bad, but he kind of deserved it. And I had to carry the pizzas by myself, and then I was forced to come back for another year. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. I need to go.
The Abbeys are a very close group. You know, we pride ourselves not only on being, you know, passionate musicians, we also pride ourselves on being fun and funny, and I think we have a pretty strong connection, you know, as a group. How do we put that to the test? How do we really test whether or not the Abbeys can get along?
Can I tell you why I'd actually eat you first? Neil, I would eat you first because I would be afraid that you would eat me. So,
That's beautiful.
I'm so confused. We eat each other a lot.
You eat me, I eat you back.
Like 7 hours in.
Hey.
Crazy party!
We're losing it, people. We're losing it.
Yeah, it was interesting.
We are at 2 minutes left. Oh, 1 minute and 54 seconds. 52. We have been doing 51. We have been doing this for
8 hours.
7 hours and 59 minutes. We have been cuffed this whole time. We are men of our word. Men of our word. What time is it right now?
1:45 a.m.
Yeah, I think being handcuffed definitely affected us in like a long term, like even a year later.
We saw different sides of ourselves that we never really knew existed.
Wait, let's do wait. All right, let's Gangnam Style. Ready? Gangnam Style.
And the fact that we all, as a group, banded together and managed to make a ton of money to support what we do so we can continue bringing that product to the people, I think it was really inspirational for us.
And I think just moving on from handcuffs is just a bigger sense of camaraderie of like, yeah, we went through a lot of tough stuff together, but yeah, we can always make it through and we're always going to be stronger and better for it.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think we totally got closer because of this day. It's funny, when the cuffs came off, we didn't all leave right off the bat.
We're the Dear Abbeys from Boston, you.
After we were done, after time was up, we all unlinked, right? We all unchained ourselves, and we all just celebrated. We were all in unity as one, and then we broke out into the Abbey anthem, and that that actually was the finest moment of being in this group.
The bond that you build in Abbeys is just really so strong. Like, you know, you're with these people for a crazy amount of time, and we're performing together and rehearsing together for years on end. And I can't imagine anybody else that I would rather have been in that experience with.
We love to give back, and we love to humiliate ourselves for the greater good.
I don't know, but we decided to go to Boston and have people donate money to us.
That was a moment where I was like, this is my family. Like, these are the guys that I spend most of my time with, and I don't know, it's just a great moment.
Now for your Dear Abbeys.
I think it really brought the group together. I think that physically it brought us closer, and even when the cuffs were off, those bonds stayed just as tight.